Kevin Cassius, IFL TV.
2 tickets left.
Alright, give us a ticket update then.
I think they've all gone. 2,000 tickets left.
Seriously? Wow. Press conference here, FROCH and GROVES, the first one. What did you think? Jules was seen to be wanting to entice Cole into war words, and Cole seemed to have a more relaxed attitude to it.
Cole's mentally more switched on for this fight than the first one. I think he didn't really know where he was for the first one because Jules was just going at him hammer and tong. I think he knows what to expect now, and I don't think he wishes to engage at this stage. So it was a bit like that, wasn't it? Yeah. Jules trying to provoke Cole, and
it seems like Cole would sat there and mentally thought to himself, he's
whatever
gonna,
you say.
Yeah, I'm not going to react to it.
I don't think he was close. He wasn't. Sometimes people can be close to biting, but don't bite. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like. It didn't feel like Cole was on the verge of biting. It was almost like, yeah, whatever. I've heard, you said this last time, and
even
I
the
think
questions.
That should be a sign of the mentality that he'll have going into this fight. Very different to the first one.
Even the questions in the press where they were trying to sort of get something out of Cole a bit juicy, if you like, and he wasn't reacting to that.
I think you'll see him keep himself to himself a lot more in this camp because.
Do you reckon Rob's told him to do that?
Maybe. It means a lot to him, this fight now, and this is so big that you can't afford any mistakes. So I don't think that they're going to be looking like. He's going to be looking to, lose his rag or get induced into a mind game. I don't think he feels like he needs to. I think he just feels like it's wasting energy because that happened last time, and I think it helped George Groves. So I think he's trying to contain himself mentally.
Well, do you think both fighters will approach this fight differently from the first one?
I don't think George will approach this fight differently. I think he feels though he was doing very well in the fight, which he was, so maybe he doesn't. But for Cole, I mean, physically Cole was great for the first fight, but it was just, I've seen Cole in so many different situations in big fights, and he just wasn't the same Carl Froch that I'd saw against Mikhail Kessler or Lucian Butte. I don't know whether that's because he was second guessing himself or just mentally wasn't up for the fight, but he wasn't himself. So if he's mentally like he was for those fights, I think it will be a different kind of fight, because I think he was poor in the first fight by his own admission. That might be because George was so good. Who knows? But we're going to find out.
George seemed to quote you on your quote rather from you saying it was medically unsafe, and sort of maybe come back to bite you in the arse maybe a little bit.
At the end of the day, when I said that, in my opinion, Carl Froch would have battered George Groves. That was a year and a bit ago, and he proved me wrong. In the first, I saw a bit more of George Groves. He signed with us, and I felt in the first fight that Carl Froch was going to do a job on George Groves. He didn't. I was wrong. Hats off to George Groves, but I think this is going to be a brutal fight.
Regards to tickets, obviously, if you sell that first allocation of 60,000, the rest of the 20,000 obviously will go on sale.
Yeah, we speak to Transport for London now and Brent Council. It's all about the curfew times. We can have 80,000 in the stadium, but they'll want us to start slightly earlier. We want to start around sort of 10:15, something like that. So we'll now speak to them, make sure there's enough facilities available to the public for tubes and buses and coaches, etc. And then hopefully get those other 20,000 open.
When are you looking to announce any information regarding the undercard?
Over the next couple of weeks. I mean, I've been doing bits and pieces on it, but to be honest with you, this is sort of taking the main stage. There'll be some quality fights on the undercard.
But no names.
Mitchell will hopefully be in a world title shot. Joshua will definitely be on. There's some other British fights bubbling. But I think you'll be pleased.
With regards to the press tour, if you like, where would you anticipate it going to next?
I'd like to still go to London, and have more of a public feel. These press tours have got to be open to the public. They've got to give a chance for the public to meet the fighters, etc. I'd like to go to London, Nottingham and Manchester, maybe Liverpool as well. So, we'll look at that over the next couple of weeks.
Alright, just finally, if today was a chess game, who would you say come out on top?
Probably looking back, Carl. But I think while it was happening, I don't know, it was... What do you think?
Lee Froch.
You think Froch?
Lee
Froch. No, but what do you think though?
I don't know, I thought it was quite intriguing because no one really knew. Everyone would have expected Cole to pipe up and he didn't.
Yeah.
So I suppose this kind of even itself out.
I think it's really when George is winning is when Cole bites.
Yeah.
So Maybe it was a draw the first one. Eddie loves
Are
the draws.
you fence sitting as well on that one? All right, listen. Thanks for talking to us, and
Right, mate.
catch up with you soon.
We'll do.
Thanks.